has ever seen, because it's never existed quite like this. Proven winners in their respective fields. Where guts matter, precision is everything, passion is a given, and winning is a must. So come and witness the birth of a new standard of excellence and greatness. I welcome you. Let's go.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, as we prepare to make history with the launch of the E1 World Championship. The stunning Red Sea is about to host the world's first all-electric powerboat series with 16 pilots in 8 teams ready to take flight for the first time in their race birds. But before we go racing, here's a quick guide to the newest championship to hit the water.
E1 is an all-new, all-electric powerboat championship that is changing the face of racing on water. 8 teams owned by some of the biggest names in global sports and entertainment will do battle for the E1 World Championship aboard the striking Racebird fleet. But this is more than just racing. Teams will feature 1 male and 1 female pilot racing on equal terms as they push the electric powerboats to their limits. Races will take place in 8 iconic locations around the world with minimal impact on the marine environment, showcasing sustainable racing on our rivers, lakes and oceans.
And it's foil to foil. Who's going to prevail?
This is racing like you've never seen it before. This is E1.
And this is where our teams will be doing battle in 2024. A magnificent 7 race locations on the calendar for season 1. After Jeddah, we head to Venice in May, and then Puerto Banús in Marbella in June of this year. Geneva, then we go Swiss side then for yet more racing action, and then off to the Principality of Monaco in July to Rotterdam. That's going to be a sensational visit for our penultimate round of the championship, and then it's our grand finale at Hong Kong in November. Lots to look forward to through the course of this championship, and we can't wait until we
Sports has been a part of my life for the last 35 years. I can't play football anymore. I need to compete, and I've got to win.
It always feels nice when you win. That's something that I always strive to do in my career.
I'm a man of adventure. I love adrenaline. Highly competitive. So I want our team to have that same drive. We're taking number 1.
Vamos, Team Checo. See you on the water.
We're all used to being number 1, and you're putting us all together here to compete. And the beauty of this, there will only be 1 winner.
Now we're looking forward to winning the E1 World Championship.
To be part of something that important makes me feel so happy.
It's a new fight. It's a new challenge. And the honor of being a part of something for the first time. I couldn't tell you how excited I am.
The class of 2024 is ready for action with an incredible roster of talent making up the field, and none of them will have experienced anything like this before. E1 is a brand new all-electric racing series with a weekend of competition looking something like this.
The E1 World Championship will see 8 teams battling against the clock and each other to become the champions of the water, with female and male pilots racing on equal terms. Qualification will rank the teams from fastest to slowest, with the top team earning a bonus championship point. The standings also determine how teams advance to the following rounds, with 4 teams going into semi-final 1 and 4 into semi-final 2. The semis will be run twice and each team's race points combined. The top 2 ranked teams from each semi-final will advance to the super final to compete for a place on the podium and maximum championship points. The rest of the teams will feature in the place race to fight it out for the remaining positions. The super final is run twice, allowing both pilots to race. The highest scoring team will top the race to Hong Kong standings with an extra point on offer for the fastest overall lap.
First up in Jeddah was qualification, with the crowds assembled and the team owners watching from the shore. Marcelo Claure, Didier Drogba, Steve Aoki and Mark Anthony all in attendance to watch their pilots. First out on the water was Extreme E driver Katie Munnings for Team Brazil against Team Brady Sam Coleman. The world champion powerboat racer showed his expertise on the water, topping the first qualifying session despite the tricky conditions.
It looked like you got off to that start you wanted. How satisfied are you with that?
I wouldn't call it a masterclass. I was pretty frustrated. I think the water conditions are really tough, hard to predict the start, so it didn't feel good from the seat. Hopefully it looked all right from outside.
There was drama in the next session with former W Series driver Vicky Piria too fast out of the blocks for Team Checo, earning a 30-second time penalty for crossing the start line too early and ending the day at the bottom of the leaderboard.
She is way too early. Way too early.
At the sharp end, there were 2 standout teams confirming themselves as ones to watch at the Jeddah GP, with both Tom Schiap and Chris Lazaraga topping their qualifying runs to end the day in second position for Team Rafa.
I was happy we could repeat the heat. It was feeling good. I was really feeling the boat. And I won the heat, but we're not really racing against each other, we're racing against everyone, and let's see how we are standing tomorrow.
And in dominant form was Team Miami, with the champion jet ski racer Anna Glennon in a confident mood.
I feel pretty solid. You know, I know that it may be a little bit difficult with the conditions today, but I'm really fortunate to be working with Eric and the Victory team. We have so much experience on the water that we're going to put it together.
The American topped her session and then handed the boat over to teammate Eric Stark. The Swede with a lightning-fast performance in his session against Yusuf Razak, putting Team Miami to the top of the timesheets, much to the delight of team owner and 4 times Grammy winner Mark Anthony.
Yeah. Mark's been wonderful. He brings a crazy amount of positive energy to the team. He wants us to go fast, but he knows that it's a long game. And we got a nice pep talk from him just before this, and I know that he's up in the Ocean Club cheering us on, so we're really happy that he's here, and we're really vibing with his energy.
Well, we can also take a look at how those qualifying results reflected afterwards, and it was indeed Team Miami who were sensational, but with racing now due to happen once again, we're looking forward to what the super finals will bring.
Welcome to the waterside here at the E1 Jeddah Grand Prix. This crowd is revved up and they are ready because it is time for the super final of the first ever electric racing championship on water. I hope you're ready for a truly landmark moment that can change the future of water transportation. The nerves, the excitement, the energy, it is electric, and that says it all.
Fellas, I know you guys are great champions, but you know what? It doesn't matter because we know who's going to win this.
I know.
Team Brady, let's go.
Marcelo, you go.
Marcelo, you
go, Mark. Mark, you're the entertainer. I'll follow your lead. Go ahead.
I'll follow Rafa.
Okay, no problem. My team is practicing like a beast, so we will be ready for it. See you there.
Come on, champ.
So now we're laughing, but in a few weeks we're going to be competing. So I hope you guys ready.
Just get ready to cry later.
Good luck.
Good luck, fellas. I'm not.
Good luck, Mark. Good luck.
All right, so I'm determined to beat you all, no doubt. See you in Jeddah.
No way, we got this one. We definitely got this one. We have the best racer. So let's go, guys. Let's go.
I'm ready for this.
Well, looking across the water here at this stage, as we can now see the pilots getting ready for action when we go racing later on in the Super Final later on. So now, as we look onwards, we now take a closer look at the Racebird and its technology.
Hey, what's up guys? My name is Anna Glennon and I am a pilot for Team Miami in the 2024 E1 Series World Championship. And today I want to show you the Racebird. This boat is 100% electric. This watercraft is unlike anything else out there and it's completely custom made just for this race series. One of the most unique things about the Racebird are actually the foils, which a lot of us like to call the wings. When this boat comes up from an idle and gets up to speed, the wings actually lift the entire hull out of the water, and when you're driving it, it feels a lot like you're flying a small plane or maybe even a spaceship. As we move away from the wings, I want to show you my favorite part, the motor. This electric Mercury motor delivers speeds of about 90 kilometers per hour. The coolest part for me is how you can actually manipulate the motor with the trim from the cockpit to adjust the angle of the foil in the back. And by doing that, it'll help us win races by finding the sweet spot. This is the cockpit, where I will be spending most of my time. It's a little bit tight in here. We use foot pedals for the throttle, and we have this really cool steering wheel that helps us operate the Racebird on the racetrack. So this steering wheel kind of looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but don't worry, it's not that complicated. My favorite buttons that I'm going to be using are going to be the radio, which lets me talk to my team on the shore. We also have the trim, which you can adjust either from these paddles on the sides or right here on the steering wheel. The other button that I think all of the drivers are really excited about is going to be the boost button. During the race, we're going to be able to hit this button to increase the power of the Racebird from 100 to 150 kilowatts to try and get an advantage.
Anna, you are the very first pole sitter of the very first E1 World Championship race. How do you feel and what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, honestly, it really hasn't set in yet. You know, we've been working really hard to get to this point. And when you're flying the Racebird, you know, you feel like you're flying and you're really cooking out there, but it's hard to tell until the numbers drop later on in the day. And so I feel great, but it's really important to me to just maintain a level head because anything can happen out there. And if you get too big-headed, the Racebird will humble you or another driver will humble you.
Well, hearing from Anna Glennon, fantastic too as well. And introducing myself, George Morgan, your commentator, alongside me, of course, adventurer and foiling record holder Hannah White. Hannah, this is the course layout for Super Final just around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same course layout that we have used for, or we will be using for the semi-final and for the Super Final. It's nestled in the heart of the Uber Creek, a tributary that runs into the Red Sea. So it's very warm water and it's very salty water, really increasing that buoyancy for the teams. It runs from east to west and all of the teams will be competing 5 laps of this elongated circuit. It is all to play for out here. You can see the teams getting ready, getting into the zone, getting dialed in. It certainly is super exciting, George.
It definitely is. There's Anna Glennon. We saw her earlier on as well, obviously conversing and letting us know her feelings after managing to clinch such a special result, and now looking ahead to what could be a major start to their E1 season. There is Oban Duncan, history in the making as well for this young professional. Of course, only 18 years of age, a speed record holder on the Lake District and a 10 times British title winner. And she's got some stiff competition as well, including this young lady, Emma Kimmelainen.
Yeah, Emma's had a little bit of a shaky start with qualification yesterday. She didn't quite find her sweet spot, but here they go. they are off. We've got Team Drogba right in the middle there, getting a fantastic start with Oban Duncan. We've got Team Checo here on the outside. A slow start from Team Brady in the middle. And Team Miami on the inside, really going for it as well. See what happens. Remember, this is 5 laps. They have to take 1 long lap between race 2 and 5. Here is Oban Duncan, the young 18-year-old, giving it some. But in the inside, it's Team Brady, who are coming up, put the boost button on, and they are off like a rocket. The boost button making about 25-kilometer difference to the speed. That's about 150 kilowatts of power extra from these electric foiling powerboats. The key here is high, consistent speeds. It's not about highest top speed. It's about consistency. We're on board with Team Miami at the moment, looking back at Team Checo. These two boats battling it out at the front of the pack, George.
Yeah, great start for Anna Glennon as well, and Team Checo down in second place. As we take a look at the map at this point, and there we can see already off the back, you could just picture the two. They were just taking the long lap there in an outside run there from, of course, Team Checo, as they now go head-to-head, heading down the straight. Team Brady there out in front at this stage and owning first place at this point.
But where has Emma Kimmelainen come from on Team Brady? She got a pretty difficult start. She wasn't really in it, but she has absolutely nailed it, and she has absolutely flown down that back straight, overtaken Checo, Miami and Drogba, and is at the front and dominating the final lap of this race.
Yeah, it was a special race indeed here in the final lap. It was a really fantastic result, crossing the line in charge and on top.
It was really difficult in the start, but yeah, then I managed to do some changes in my driving, and yeah, I was able to pull it off. And then a great strategy from the team as well. Yeah, this is a team sport. It's not only me and the boat, but there is many other variables, and yeah, I'm delighted for the effort of Team Brady.
So we're lining up for semi-final number 2 now. You can see Team Rafa out on the water. That's Tom Schaap, the Frenchman, as the pilot this time round for semi-final number 2. He proved to be a force to be reckoned with in the qualifying. He's up against Katie Munnings from Team Brazil, Team Blue Rising, and it's Lisa Kosan-Battaglia. And for Aoki Racing, it's Michelle Alobaidan. So here we go, they are off. A little bit of a slow start from Team Brazil's Katie Munnings, and also Team Rafa, Tom Schaap on the inside. But Kosan-Battaglia and Aoki Racing on the outside, absolutely storming. But we've seen this before on the inside. We are on board, I believe, with Team Rafa, looking at Team Blue Rising. Where is Tom Schaap in all of this? Can he take that top spot round that first corner?
Yeah, side by side they remain. Team Blue Rising making the long way around. You can just see how close they really are as they go foil to foil near enough. But Tom Schaap proving to be a perfect strong customer here for the Team Blue Rising team, even though they have that inside line. Incredible battle here at this point. And incredible efforts indeed from all the pilots, but the semi-final 2 was fantastic for Team Rafa.
Team Rafa now coming down that back straight, really flying. Look at that beautiful foiling height, really consistent. Let's hear from Tom.
Dominant performance, and what a gap you built up there. How did you do it?
Well, it's for sure the first one was really nice. We finished first at the moment, so yeah, I'm really happy. The mechanic and all the staff make an incredible job for the first hit. So yeah, at the moment we win this one, but we need to stay calm. This is yeah, the only one, so we need to arrive in super final, and after we will see. But yeah, at the moment it's starting really well. I'm so happy. I'm feeling the boat good, so yeah, but stay calm, keep pushing, and we will see after.
And we know you had a bit of a chat with...
So underway then in our semi-final 3 as they then kicked off. It was a tremendous battle from Team Miami, though there was a really strong getaway for the Team Checo lineup. They got off the line pretty strong. Team Brady a little uncomfortable in the water, but it was that inside line, that semi-1, return, as we now take a look as Team Miami got off to a great start with Anna Glennon at the head of the field at that time.
Yep, she had a nice start and was leading from the pack, but it didn't go all her way. She didn't manage to maintain that lead, but really super performances from Team Checo's Danny Kloss, and where was Team Brady in all of this? Absolutely nowhere to be seen until right at the end. Beautiful shots there. What a magnificent racecourse it is. We're on board with Team Brady right now. You can see Emma Killenleinen just coming, trying to overtake Oban Duncan on Team Drogba. Look, pressing that boost button, getting that extra speed. Like I said, an extra 50 kilowatts of power translates to about 25 to 30 kilometers per hour in extra speed. And you can see, left for dust.
Yeah, the balance on the foil's key in and instrumental for Emma Killenleinen coming in towards the end of the race. She did a tremendous job in managing it and keeping Oban Duncan at bay. Anna Glennon had her own struggles as well, unfortunately, when undertaking the long lap, just cutting to the inside a little too early.
Yeah, she really did. Just not quite getting the pace, not quite getting the line. And really interesting to see how the course has developed. You can see the breeze out there really causing a little bit of chop across the course, a little bit of turbulence, which of course is absolutely catastrophic for those foils.
So semi-final 3 action here as we're taking a look at the Racebirds getting off the line again, and certainly was a tremendous run straight away from the Team Drogba lineup. Team Brady also getting off pretty strongly as well. Eric Stark not getting the best of launches, but nonetheless managed to tuck it into the inside in great style indeed. The sensational Swede who's come across from Powerboat Racing alongside the likes of Sam Coleman, really getting truly stuck into his Racebird, but would have wished for a better start perhaps, just so he could lay down the attack in the early goings, but taking the lead straight away and managing to wrestle it off the likes of Sam Coleman and also Team Drogba.
Yeah, Team Drogba, Yusuf Razak getting an incredible start there, but not managing to maintain his speed up into the top of the course. Eric Stark, like you said, and on board Team Miami, and Sam Coleman on board Brady, really being dominant from the get-go and going out and really proving their worth. And actually, these two had a battle all the way through. Here we go, lovely pictures of Sam Coleman here, trying to hunt down Eric Stark. You can see the chop on the course, just causing a little bit of issues for Eric Stark as Sam Coleman takes his advantage of the lack of speed from Eric Stark and really fires round the outside and tries to take the overtake. But Sam Coleman hits some turbulence too, enabling Eric Stark just to get a bit of speed back and hold on just by the thread, the skin of his teeth, by a thread onto that lead and take it down into the final straight. But Sam Coleman not letting go of that battle. He really is giving it everything that he's got, but Eric Stark just won't let go of that lead, George.
Fabulous to see these two successful powerboaters, both of them world champions in their own right. Sam Coleman switching on the rear and was giving everything in this fight against Eric Stark, and Sam Coleman, despite his best efforts, really gave it everything, just could not quite unseat and usurp Eric Stark at this point. It was victory for Team Miami here at Jeddah in great style, with Team Brady coming up across the line in second place, and I'm sure they will be reveling in that.
That final lap, you against Sam Coleman, the former world champion in power boating. What was going through your mind neck and neck in the final straight?
No, I just saw him on the inside, but I know I had him under control. So if just the boat was flying, you know, I know I was okay.
I can't tell you much about it because I couldn't see anything in the whole moment. So for the whole time, I just had wash all over the screen and just had to trust that he was taking a consistent line so that I could place the boat somewhere near and stay in touch. So yeah, it was tough, but it was blind for half of it.
What will you learn from that to take into the final?
Just keep pushing. I mean, we're racing. It was great fun. I really enjoyed it.
Team Brady into your first final of the E1 World Championships. Well done.
And they got underway in semi-final 4 action. Team Rafa off the back of winning their first race in semi-final 2 earlier on. Now back once again, this time with Chris Lazaraga at the wheel instead of Tom Sharper. It wasn't the best of getaways for them. In fact, Team Blue Rising getting the best of jumps, and Aoki looking also one of the strongest.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of these boats actually have a pretty poor start on the start line, and having me hammered it home that the start is important. They seem to have recovered really well. Chris Lazaraga on Team Rafa being an absolutely perfect case of this. She had a really slow start, but you can see her now catching up and actually getting the inside lane and managing to take this top spot away from Team Brazil, who are on the who are behind her, and also Team Blue Rising, who are on the outside of her. Here's some beautiful shots of Team Blue Rising. Phelan Kavanagh, he's got all to pay for after Liso Kozan Batalia's result in the last race. So everything to play for Phelan Kavanagh. Saud Ahmed on the outside of him on board Aoki Racing. Look how close those boats are getting. God, there could be some real damage if they touch, but such skill for these pilots, keeping those foils away from each other. Look at that, Team Rafa, that's a great example, just using the hull of the boat and the inside foil to get a little bit of drag and get that boat round that corner as quickly as possible.
You can imagine that I am super happy now. We did a really nice team job. We knew that we had the path, so it was just a matter of transforming it in what happened now. That is that Tom and I, we got P1 in our series, in our heats. So we are very happy and looking forward to the super final. It's going to be really tight.
That last lap for you, the long lap, it almost looked like a victory lap. What was going through your mind around that last part of the course?
I had some information in my ear that I was clear behind, so we were enjoying the last lap. We really enjoying it, yeah.
Indeed, and I know what you're going to say, but give us your thoughts on what you are looking to do in this first ever E1 final and how you will make sure the team does what they're capable of.
There's no other goal than becoming the first E1 champions of the Jeddah.
Well, that's a look back, and Chris Lazaraga, incredible effort to take back-to-back victories for Team Rafa, and let's put them in good stead for the start of the Super Finals that we're going to be seeing very, very shortly. There is Tom Sharp getting ready for Super Final 1 here this afternoon. After managing to pull off a really sensational result, and still plenty more to come. Emma Kimmelainen in the cockpit too, and we'll be going racing very shortly. And we have some of our favourite moments indeed from the best bits from semi-finals 3 and 4, and certainly a great getaway from the Team Drogba lineup. Of course, Youssef Al Abdul Razak getting a brilliant storming start there as well, with Miami there down the inside looking to try and recover after Eric Stark not necessarily getting off the line as well as he would have wanted, but he made them pay later on. Team Brady coming back with Sam Coleman as well. He may have not got the best of starts either, but still nonetheless brought his best to the forefront, and having these two come together, the battle between Stark and Coleman was certainly one to revel in.
Absolutely, and I think it's something that we are going to see throughout the whole series, is these two continuing to battle it out. Look how close those boats got in that semi-final race. Sam Coleman doing everything he can just to find some clear water and get the opportunity to overtake Team Miami, but Eric Stark hanging on in there. Look at the drag that he's creating around that corner, just trying to get absolutely the maximum momentum around that corner. Here we go, here's semi-finals 4. This is a start, cracking start from Team Blue Rising and Phelan Kavanagh there. Team Rafa really nowhere to be seen with Chris Lazaraga, but she manages to claw it back by the top mark and is on the inside, gains that lead and really never lets go of it. Phelan Kavanagh though doing a superb job after quite a tricky qualifier for him. He did a really good job, managed to get the boat into a really nice zone, and really did an awesome job getting that boat round the course.
Yeah, it was a fantastic battle indeed. Chris Lazaraga bringing it home and making it a double for Team Rafa, and I'm sure they'll be looking ahead in an effort to perhaps bring more wins going forward. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are here and at Jeddah with the sun beating down, I'm sure, with 23 degrees conditions. It is absolutely stunning here, and you can just see the people flocking in to come and see what's going on out at launch zone. And the boats now manoeuvring their way out of the dock, and they'll now make their way across to the race layout. We have got lots to bring you. 2 super finals to decide who is going to win the E1 Series Jeddah GP, the first GP in its history. Who, though, that's the big question, is going to make history in this first round?
So this super final that's coming up involves both pilots. Don't worry, all of the pilots will get to have a go who are involved in the semi-finals. They're both competing over 2 races. We have Final 1 and then we have Final 2. They combine their points, and that is what determines their position in round 1 of E1 Jeddah GP. It is all to play for. These are for championship points, and that is what's going to count when we get to Hong Kong at the end of the year. The accumulation of points throughout the year, it's all on.
I think the world is heading toward a more sustainably conscious model of living, but as it relates to sports, how can we bring these environmental aspects to what we're doing? And I think there's been a lot of conscious thought put into this championship, all the way from our travel to the boats and the things that we're going to do at the races to bring these communities together to really exemplify what they're doing in terms of conservation and environmental impact as well.
Well, our mission embeds a sustainability target. We want to accelerate the electrification of the water mobility by building a new, exciting sport platform. And so, by definition, we want to address this as one of the most important pillars of our proposition.
We have lost over half of the blue natural capital of the ocean. Underwater sound is a major pressure on marine life. We need to step up in our efforts so we have a healthy ocean again. We've been doing experiments in Lago Maggiore in Italy. My PhD student, Michelle Havik, was responsible for conducting the measurements of soundscapes, both above and below water.
So we are setting up the weights to put the hydrophone on. We're putting 3 in the water along the race course. They're recording constantly, so they're going to pick up everything.
That could be your suit. Yeah, my shoe is not very dry now.
It's the perfect spot, yeah, and the perfect length of rope, so stoked. It went really good. Uploaded the data from one of the hydrophones. Just looking at it preliminarily, we can see these peaks where the race bird is coming through and doing its circuit. These sound signatures don't seem to be as strong as other boats in the area.
So that race bird is probably going at 35 knots and we can barely hit it. So that's the beauty of electric propulsion, that it doesn't pollute the environment with noise.
The tour around the world will help to protect and to restore marine ecosystems. I think we're going to learn a lot and we're going to do amazing, beautiful things. So yeah, super excited about that, and can't wait to share all these experiences.
We're stewards of this great place that we live, and we're here to not only achieve these personal goals, but also to leave the world a better place than when we came into it. This is the way that the world is heading, and I think we want to be the forefront of change.
Well, the boat's now circling, getting ready for the start of the Super Final 1, and the team's getting involved as well, and we can hear a little bit more from Team Drogba.
The boss is coming. What do you reckon? Anybody excited?
Yeah, I'd be excited to meet him finally.
This is my
boss.
Hey, boss. How are you?
You're very welcome.
You're good?
You're very welcome.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Didier Drogba is one of the legends. It's an amazing collaboration between us. Actually, I have like a smile on my face all the time.
We're competing against big guys, you know, Rafa, Tom Brady. Yesterday I was with Mark Anthony, and this guy keeps telling me, we're going to beat you, we're going to beat you, we're going to beat you. I'm like, man, relax a bit. You know, we're not in Miami here.
Having Didier, who's such an influence in the team and wants us to win, but wants to enjoy what we're doing at the same time, and really makes us want to win more, I think, as a team, which is lovely.
He's young, she's full of energy, and his experience, he knows how to win. Somebody always told me, when you want to choose a coach or a player, you have to go for one who's already won something. We're here not only to have fun, and that's why the whole team is here, and we're there to support them.
Zoom does not do either of you justice.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabriel. You don't see my face now. Thank you very much.
Well, we can take a look at the pathway to the super final qualification results as well. Team Miami were at the top of their game. Team Rafa as well, right in the thick of it. Team Drogba making it through to semi-finals 1 and 3 alongside Team Miami. Team Brady and Team Checo joined them. Team Rafa and Team Brazil, Team Blue Rising and Team Aoki Racing made up semi-finals 2 and 4. And it really was a grandiose fight to see all those 4 teams come together in qualifying. The results of semi-final 1 found Team Brady at the top of theirs, with Team Checo just behind them, Team Drogba and Team Miami then with them too. Team Rafa finishing the top of their field in semi-final 2. We then saw Team Miami take the victory in semi-final 3. Rafa once again taking victory in semi-final 4. The results of the semi-finals saw the top 2 teams from either semi-final grouping, Brady and Miami, going through to the super final. Team Rafa and Team Blue Rising join them. Team Checo, Team Drogba, Aoki Racing and Team Brazil then had to head to the place race, which led to them fighting it out for the remaining points in the championship, with super finals 1 and 2 to come here today. And we're looking forward to seeing who's going to come out on top between Brady, Blue Rising, Team Miami and Team Rafa. And of course, with the pilots now getting ready, it's going to now take time for them. Obviously, the trepidation might be settling in here at this stage, Hannah.
Yeah, I definitely think it will be. They've sat there, they've watched the place race, they've seen their other team members or fellow competitors out on the race course. Breeze is built a little bit, we're up to about 15 kilometers an hour. I don't think it will build any more than that, so I think the conditions that we're seeing will be as they are out on the morning. But yeah, all to play for out here for the super final. Beautiful pictures of Team Rafa here. These guys have all the expectation on their shoulders. Both pilots coming out on top in their semi-finals earlier. They're up against Team Brady with Emma Kimmelainen, Tom Schaap taking the place for Team Rafa in this first of the super final, Anna Glennon for Team Miami, and Lisa Cousin-Battaglia for Blue Rising. All 4 very formidable pilots, all proven that they have got what it takes out there to take this super final win. Here's Emma Kimmelainen in the zone, focused, visor down. Don't be surprised if we see a terrific result from this lady. She is here to win.
Yeah, a furiously fast Finn, and up against the relentless Frenchman Tom Schaap, representing Team Rafa, who is obviously best known. Obviously, Rafael Nadal, tennis player, 22 singles Grand Slam titles. He's got a grandiose powerboat racer behind the wheel of that one. And next up is Team Miami, Hannah.
Yep, Team Miami, they have got a very formidable team as well. A little bit of a shaky start with those 2, but we will see what happens. Anna Glennon taking the first stop. She had a little bit of a mishap earlier on when she went the wrong side of a marker. And of course, they're up against Team Blue Rising. Phelim Kavanagh doing a super job of getting them into the super final. Yeah, really, really exciting it's going to be.
Lisa Cousin-Battaglia looking to try and come back after a tricky moment earlier on where she did not take the long lap in her final run, and she got penalised unfortunately, but she's got another chance here this time around in super final action. We have 30 seconds and counting until we go racing here in the E1 Jeddah GP. The story is going to start all the way here. 20 seconds and counting now, folks, as now the pilots get themselves set and ready and raring to go. There's Team Blue Rising, Team Miami, 10 seconds and counting as they make their way up towards the line, and 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, one, and it's foils to the water. We go racing for the first time in super final action here at Jeddah, and it's a great start for Team Rafa. Tom Schiap not wasting any time at all. Anna Glennon pitching herself in second place, and then you have Emma Kymäläinen swooping around the outside here in the opening lap. Who is going to take that second place away? At the moment, Team Miami with the upper hand, but Rafa, they lead. They are in front.
Terrific start there from, well, a couple of the boats, but Team Rafa really got the nice line. Tom Schiap, it's no surprise, he performed so well earlier on, and he is leading. Team Miami, Emma Glennon, recovering from what was a bit of a shaky performance earlier. She absolutely foiled perfectly, but just missed that buoy, giving her a time penalty. Here is Team Miami. So consistency is the key. Remember, they've got 5 laps to do. They have to do 1 long lap. They have the ability to press the boost button. They can only do that for 20 seconds. It gives them 50 watts of extra power, translating to about 25 kilometers an hour. Here is Team Miami going around the bottom of this course. You can see the spray coming off the back of the boats, off the foils. It looks very spectacular, but it's not entirely quick. But Team Rafa doing a terrific job pressing that boost button and getting maximum acceleration as Emma Kymäläinen comes out of that corner. We're on board with Team Rafa and Tom Schiap at the moment, going for a boost. Who is going to be the first to take that long lap, though, George?
That is the golden question, Hannah. And now at this point, Tom Schiap leads the way. He is not, though, deciding to take the long lap just yet. He's going to be a little more cautious, a little more patient, and opting now to make his way through the left-hander. I've just got my beady eyes here on show. We do have Team Brady making the jump for the long lap this time around as well, and that's going to be Emma Kymäläinen immediately taking that long lap. And I don't think she's going to be alone either, because I think Team Blue Rising have also made the exact same split decision. So 2 race birds ultimately taking the jump on the long lap.
Yeah, smart move there from Emma Kymäläinen on board Team Brady. She couldn't live in 3rd position behind Team Miami with all of the turbulent water on the wake. Get that long lap out of the way, get some clear water, get some clear air, race your own race. It worked beautifully for her in the semi-finals. Let's see if it works for her again. Emma is best when everyone else is out of the way and she can just do her own thing. Meanwhile, this man, Tom Schiap, on board Team Rafa, there really is no stopping him. Such a superb performance earlier on in the semi-finals, and he's doing it here again now, utilizing that boost button brilliantly, flying at a reasonable height, really balanced on his foils, minimal disturbance out the back of the boat, minimal drag in his corners. He is nailing it.
Yeah, Team Rafa looking to close out a 3rd successive victory. They went back-to-back in semi-final action, and now returning again, this time around in final, or should I say super final trim, and we'll be hoping to once again hit the top. Team Miami this time taking the long lap, so Anna Glennon not leaving anything to chance. We're riding on board with her now as she makes her way past the yellow GPS markers, and now hustling away around this next left-hander, where she will then rejoin the straight. Now the big question is when she comes out, will she meet Team Brady here this time? Because they're about to take the corner. Now remember, they took their long lap only the lap previous, so this could be oh so tight. This could be a brilliant move here for Team Miami to close this out straight away, but Team Brady are not going to let them lie here at this point. Emma Kymäläinen can just see right in front of her here, a full view of that blue Team Miami racebird, but they are out in second. Eric Stark watching on, no doubt impressed.
Yeah, absolutely, keeping watch on everything that is going on. He is desperate for his team to be in a good spot when he goes out on the water. Team Rafa's still out in front, but it's Team Miami being able to just hold on to that lead ahead of Team Brady. Emma Kymäläinen just not managing to claw back that distance as Team Miami came out of the long lap. We're on board now with Team Rafa, or looking at Team Rafa. Look at that height, look at that balance, absolutely stunning as they head towards the top of the course. Team Rafa now taking the long lap. We're on lap 4 of 5. It's a good time to do it. Remember, they can talk to their team. They're getting advice from their team, strategy from their team, tactics from their team on all sorts of things. But I'm sure his team are encouraging to take his long lap. Let's see. I'm sure he's going to stay in front ahead of the rest of the pack. Let's see where he comes out.
Yeah, it's grown a lovely cushion there indeed, and Miami is still yet to take the corner. in conjunction with the long lap route as well, but enough of a cushion between them and Team Brady right now. Anna Glennon with a far more asserted performance this time. She had her struggles during the semi-finals, but has put the demons to bed. But unfortunately, they've still got to hunt down after Team Rafa, who are currently still in charge and in control. Tom Schiap with an absolutely tremendous drive so far and has got another lap to take. He's just about to close out his penultimate lap, and then it's the run for home.
I don't know what it is, but this has happened all the way through the day. Team Rafa just have to seem to have a little bit more pace than everyone else. Their speed is just fractionally better, and so every time he gets ahead, he's just able to extend that lead and extend that lead even more. Here is our final lap. Team Rafa leading the way with Tom Schiap. Team Miami in second, Brady in third, Blue Rising in fourth. All the teams have taken their long laps, so it is an absolute fight to the end. But I can't see anybody's going to come catch Team Rafa now unless they have some kind of dramatic problem.
No, absolutely right. Tom Schiap now still in charge and making his way through this next left hand. You just see from his cockpit view the visibility that they have available to them, the streaks appearing on the front of the race bird, but he can rest assured knowing that he's got the clean water in front of him here. No wash to encounter, just the wash that he's projected off the back of his very own race bird, but he has been certainly he's harnessed his race bird magnificently, and off the back of what has been a perfect run for Team Rafa to get their championship underway from quali through to the semi-finals. They have been inch perfect, and Tom Schiap once again, as he makes his way around the final corner, it has been cool, calm, collected, and a short performance, a stellar performance from a powerboat racer who's now moved across to the world of racebirds here in the E1 Series. He's going to be our victor in the first super final. It's Tom Schiap and Team Rafa. They are our winners.
Absolutely superb performance, but don't forget this is one of two and the points are collated, so Chris Lazaraga still has a performance to put in, and she needs to do well in order to maintain that top spot at the podium. But Tom Schiap certainly putting his marker in the sand and saying, this is what we have come here to do. We've won the semi-finals, I've won my super final, try and catch me if you can. There he is. As you say, George, calm, collected, that wry smile on his face. He knows he's done it. Just watching Team Blue Rising now come across the finish line. Lisa Casan-Pataglia, disappointing for her, really not on the pace at all today, but Team Rafa, they had all the pace.
Team Schiap, I've got to say, Tom Schiap from Team Rafa, an absolutely assured, spirited drive. You must be absolutely delighted with that super final run.
Yes, really happy. Woo! P1, vamos! Woohoo!
Well, you heard him loud and clear, didn't you, folks? Vamos, indeed, just like Chris Lazaraga, that we after her performance in the semi-finals. And now, once again, Team Rafa celebrate, and they have gone back-to-back again here at this point, Hannah. Can anybody stop them?
Well, let's see what happens in the super final two. Because Chris Lazaraga has quite a tall order to maintain that 4 top spots through semi-final and super final. Can anyone catch her? But remember, she's up against quite the lineup as well. But a great start to their super final campaign to get that all-important top spot on the podium. A good effort from Anna Glennon on board Team Miami. She raced a pretty clean race and did a good job of really just hanging on in there, but she really couldn't catch Tom Schiap on board Team Rafa.
Team Miami, Anna Glennon, what a performance. You gave it everything. Certainly an improvement on the last race.
And I really wanted to just give something to Eric to work with. You know, I think I could have pushed after the Rafa boat a little bit more, but I think in the end we needed to preserve the boat and make sure that Eric had a good foundation for his last race. So I'm pretty happy with that, considering that I got a little bit over my head during the heats earlier today. So I'm really looking forward to getting Eric in the boat and seeing what he can do.
There we go. Spirited words from Anna Glennon. I think she can be pleased with second place and preparing the boat for Eric Stark, the all-important second super final.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a team effort and it's collective points. So it's all very well, these guys putting in a good performance, but they have got to maintain the boat. They can't break the boat. They've got to look after the boat, and they've got to get enough points to give their fellow pilots something to work with. And Anna Glennon doing a really, really good job of that and recovering well, as she said, especially after getting a little bit overexcited in the earlier heats. Let's have a look at this replay. Tom Schaap led from the start. Terrific start there. Emma Kymäläinen just on the outside, not being quite so quick off the pace, but Team Blue Rising just won in it from the start, George.
Yeah, tremendous spirited performance. Team Brady as well. I think obviously they'll be looking ahead to better days, I think, so far, but obviously Sam Coleman be stepping in. Emma Kymäläinen gave her very best, but no one could stop Tom Schaap. He was in the form of his life. An absolutely sensational, spirited performance, and we can find out a little bit more about it as we head to the launch zone.
An absolute perfect performance yet again today. Can you put into words just how it felt, how you managed to do it again?
Yeah, I'm really, really happy. Honestly, all the staff from Team Rafa make an incredible job. We tried something from the start, and we took a really good start. So yeah, I can manage to put the boat on the first position. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. The day was at the moment perfect. So yeah, really, really happy. Yeah.
And Chris, it is all down to you now. No pressure, but you both have been leading the way on this finals day. How are you feeling ahead of this final race?
Very excited. I'm super happy for Tom. Now we have to finish the job. So let's see what happens.
Indeed. Well, Tom, any advice to your teammate here as she heads in to potentially take the first super final in the E1 World Championships?
No, honestly, I don't know. She drives really good, and she have the pace at the moment, and she are really smart in the boat. So I'm feel calm, and yeah, I trust of Chris. So don't worry.
A perfect day for Team Rafa so far. Best of luck to you, Chris, out there.
Thank you.
Well, a fantastic performance without any shadow of a doubt for Team Rafa. Let's take you through the results from Super Final 1. It wasn't quite to be for Team Blue Rising. Lisa Kosan-Battaglia finishing in 4th. Team Brady in 3rd place for Emma Kymäläinen. Team Miami finishing in 2nd spot for Anna Glennon. An improved performance from what they had last time around. But Team Rafa finishing on top. Tom Schaap giving off what can only be described as a stellar first outing here for Team Rafa so far. And they'll look ahead now, I'm sure, to Super Final 2 to once again pull off a similar result. Well, live scenes indeed from the launch zone as we see the Team Brady outfits of Sam Coleman and Emma Kymäläinen. Kymäläinen probably just passing on some words of what she's experienced to Sam Coleman, who really does know it all, doesn't he? He's a superb powerboat racer and has been instrumental for Team Brady.
Yeah, he really does. And I'm interested to look at that dynamic difference between a second pilot who's going into the second super final, who is coming from behind, and those like we've just seen who are going in with all of the expectation.
Well, Anna, you made up for that earlier performance. You must feel elated to have taken 2nd place so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I come from jet ski racing, and I'm so used to just minding my own business, and I'm responsible for everything myself. So knowing now that I have to make sure that my race is solid so that Eric can perform his best, you know, that was something that I learned really quickly in the heats this morning. So all I wanted to do this race was give Eric a good foundation going into the last race of the day. So that's what I did. You know, I had the opportunity to push on Rafa, and I thought, you know, let's not risk it. Let's just run clean laps, make sure we stay right in 2nd place, and that's what we did. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Eric can do, because I think I put on a good platter for him.
Fantastic. Best of luck to you both in the 2nd final.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really smart move there from Anna Glennon. Really interesting to hear what she has to say. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It is a team event. You are racing as much for someone else as you are for yourself. And I think putting that good foundation in is really, really important, giving Eric the very best shot at getting a good result as he can. It's here we have some great shots of Phelim Kavanagh here, who's just getting ready to go out, just zipping up his suit there. God, the nerves will be getting to him, I'm absolutely sure. So George, I'm going to put it to you. Would you rather be going in as second pilot in the second super final as a team coming from behind, or having had your previous pilot out in front and having to maintain that position?
Well, I think I'd rather be someone who's at the front, but nevertheless, there's still opportunities for many a pilot who can obviously try and grow into a race. Team Aoki are a team that obviously have done similar and had similar missions. Unfortunately, have had their struggles, but we can hear more from them.
انت متخيله اللي كنا متوقعينه صار، اللي فعليا صار، لانه ما كان ولا حيكون حلم وصار حقيقه.
لا متحمسه صراحه، متحمسه اشوف اهلي، متحمسه اشوف ناسي هنا يشجعونا، متحمسه اشوف الشعب السعودي حاضر ويشوفنا ان ننافس، حنا عيالهم قاعد ننافس، وباذن الله باذن الله باذن الله خير باذن الله. حلو انه موجود في السعوديه، اول جوله في العالم في السعوديه، هذه بحد ذاتها لها شعور فخر الصراحه، وان حنا نمثل المملكه اليوم برضنا باول بطوله عالميه من هالنوع. شوف قشعر صدق.
طبعا هذا اعلى شيء في الفخر، ان انا امثل بلدي، او ان احنا كفريق نمثل بلدنا.
طيب ومين جاي من اهلك؟
اكيد زوجتي واولادي اكيد.
راح يكون فيها اكشن كثير صراحه، وراح ننبسط فيها كثير كثير كثير. احس غير المتوقع راح يصير. كل
التوقعات تقول راح يكون سباق جدا 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 عالمي.
لا ومع التستنج بعد، واللي قاعد نشوفه بالتستنج يعني الوضع حماس. ان شاء الله خير باذن الله.
لا باذن الله انه راح يكون شيء.
دعواتكم.
So the place race now, and we're taking a look at those that did not quite make it to the super final, but have a chance to take away points. Much needed, obviously, considering we have a long road to Hong Kong, Hannah.
We certainly do. These are for places 5 to 8. We've got Aoki Racing, Team Drogba, Team Brazil and Team Checo. And the pilots in those boats will have followed the format from the previous races. So we've got Michelle Alabaidan, Oban Duncan, Katie Munnings and Danny Kloss as they go for the start line here. It was a terrific start from Katie Munnings in the middle for Team Brazil, as well as Oban Duncan, and on the outside, Team Checo. Pretty slow start from Aoki Racing on the inside, Michelle Alabaidan. Can she manage to claw it back? Really, really nice pace on the outside from Team Checo, Danny Kloss. And it really is him that dominates this race all the way around. Fantastic visuals out the back of the boat.
Team Aoki as well are trying to recover. Obviously, Michelle Alabaidan was creeping up the inside, but Danny Kloss leading the way in absolutely exuberant fashion. Oban Duncan, who we're currently seeing on board as well, the 18-year-old that was looking to try and instill and impose herself on this fleet, doing her best to do so. There we can see her in the cockpit there. And look at the lips as she looks to try and adjust the steering wheel and find the balance. Obviously trying to trim up and trim down in order to try and find the optimal positioning. You can see the clearance ever present underneath the bow of the boat, and she's clear of Team Brazil. But Checo leading with Aoki just in behind in second place. Drogba looking to try and fight back after a tricky start of sorts, but Oban Duncan looking to fight back, and Katie Munnings with it all to do.
Absolutely, and remember, they are battling it out for places 5 to 8, but they still get those all-important championship points, which count so much later on down the track when they're going for the overall championship title. Beautiful shot of the course there. You can see some more breeze at the top of the course. Looks pretty flat from where we're standing, but I reckon on those foils it's pretty bumpy. We're now watching as, who was that? Team Aoki take the long lap on board with Michelle Alabaidan. About 1 degree of trim she's got there at the moment. going around the corner, 50, 55 kilometers an hour, increasing as she pressed the boost button going into the back straight. That increases up to about 80 kilometers an hour, straight into the wake of Oban Duncan on board Team Drogba. See how much it impacts their stability on the foils, George.
Yeah, it really does make a difference, and obviously it's down to a pilot's own aptitude to try and manage it. But again, Michelle Alabai-Dan cruising and coming, and obviously Oban Duncan needs to do her very best to try and prevent her from making these, from making an overtake, because obviously places are ever more imperative, especially in the place race, considering we have the long road to Hong Kong, where every point is imperative to a team's championship fight. As we can now see, obviously, Danny Kloss taking an absolutely stupendous victory, heading up towards the line for Team Checo. And we can hear more from him in the launch zone.
Yeah, it feels really good. It could have finished better, you know, in the super final like this, but at least we get some good points. The championship is the important thing. This was our first race for many of us, experienced, unexperienced drivers. But yeah, I was feeling really comfortable with the boat. It's more time with her, and at the end, you get a little bit more knowledge of what's going on, what's happening inside the boat. And I'm happy at the end, finishing like this. It's quite nice.
Excellent. And you were out in front, leading the way. Tell us how much advantage that is. We saw a bit of bouncing around, but you seem to be finding that sweet spot on your own.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, at the end, it's training for us. I took this one as a training. I started really good from the outside line. That in theory, it's like the worst line, but I was able to do a very good start. And from there, it was just practicing for me. You know, I had clear water, as we say here, and I think it was positive.
And let's bring in your teammate, Vicky Peria. Delighted to hear from you today. What a way to finish the first E1 Championship for Team Checo. Valuable championship points. How are you feeling about it?
Really good. Danny did an amazing race. He led, and he got a lot of good data for us. Obviously, we're learning a lot every time we get in the boat, so it's really useful to get a good and clean run like Danny did on the start. It was magic, and I think we're just that much to being in the top 3. It's really close, but we're sure that in Venice we'll be there.
And this team, it has come from the road, so I'm sure we are going to see improvements from here. Tell me what your feelings are about how this team will evolve going forward.
Well, we have a lot to work on as a team, but I think, yeah, we've got a good feeling. And then the next race is in Venice, so it's our kind of a home race. So we need to be.
It has been a really learning session for all of us. Learning weekend, and for sure we go home with a lot of things, you know, to study, and from here to better, you know.
Well, the boat's getting ready now for Super Final 2, and very shortly we will be seeing them go racing. And this is ever so decisive here, Hannah, because this is where the big points get decided. This is where we truly find out who our winners of the Jeddah GP really are.
Yeah, absolutely. Nerves are going to be at an all-time high at the moment. The first pilots have been out. They have set the precedent for their teammates. So either their teammates have to hang on to those top spots or do what they can to claw back. We're seeing Chris Lazaraga just get into Team Rafa and get ready. Eric Stark as well doing the same thing. You can see how tight these cockpits are. All the team doing all of the preparations, cleaning the windscreens, making sure all the safety parts are in place within the cockpit, making sure all the comms are working, the team comms, making sure they've got enough charge in the boats, making sure they're strapped in correctly, and also still discussing strategy all the time. What's going on? What's happening to conditions? What grooves were they in? What settings did they have? How high were they foiling? How low were they foiling? How did they trim the engine? All of these things they can change. And I think now it's time to get into the zone, close that lid and focus.
Yeah, so much narrative to look at. Obviously the ever-going battle between Eric Stark and Sam Coleman. It's back again here this time, and there's Sam Coleman now getting prepared. And also, what about Chris Lazaraga? Can Team Rafa continue their unbeaten streak so far as they head into Super Final 2? And it's going to be a huge mission for them, you can bet your bottom dollar. And Phelim Kavanagh moving across, managing to achieve greatness for his team and bringing them to the Super Final. Truly remarkable sights, truly remarkable scenes, a super final to behold. We can't wait. Well, the Racebirds getting ready, and there's the Team Rafa Racebird getting ready after a sensational victory for Tom Chiap as well. Incredible stuff indeed. Sam Coleman will be up against him, but we can hear a little bit more from Emma Kimmelainen.
Well, Emma, we saw you having a great battle there with Anna Glennon. You were caught up in the wash a little bit. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, definitely a very tricky session, to be honest. It's quite funny with these boats. 1 minute you think you got it, you understand the boat completely, you know how to drive it, and then the next minute is like, what is happening? Like, what is the boat doing actually? And yeah, it's really tricky when the surface changes all the time. So the water changes. Now it's a little bit windier, so it makes it choppier. And then as well, when you're behind other boats' wakes, it just makes it so difficult to manage. Like, it just wants to come off the foils all the time and be rocky. So yeah, definitely it was a fight.
And then you took that long lap, it looked like, to try to avoid that wash from Anna Glennon. Talk me through the strategy and whether it was right.
Yeah, definitely. We tried to take it early so that we can I could run a little bit of clean water, but then she ended up being there in front again. And then, yeah, so that strategy didn't work as well as we might have thought. But yeah, it was great effort from the team. And now Sam is going to go there and clean up my mess, and then hopefully we'll get a good result in the end.
We know just how good Sam Coleman is, a former world champion at power boating. What are you hoping to see from him in terms of the skill and the way he races?
Oh, well, definitely that he enjoys it. That's for one, and then that we win. So then hopefully in the end we'll see where we end up in the points when they put it together, and then let's see if we can be on the podium.
Well, we'll be following you waterside. We know you'll be cheering him on, and we wish you both the very best of luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Great to hear from Emma Kimmelainen after what has been a truly busy start to her campaign. Obviously, after not necessarily finishing that last race in necessarily with the position she may have wanted to finish, she still has put important points on the board, and we're now only moments away before we do go racing for the final super final of the day here at Jeddah. Let's take you through the starting grid. Starting in 4th place, Team Blue Rising, Phelim Kavanagh in the Racebird this time, with Team Miami starting 3rd for Eric Stark. We have Chris Lazaraga lining up to make it an unbeaten streak for Team Rafa, but Team Brady will be lining up in 1st place for Sam Coleman, who will be looking to try and benefit with that inside lane. It's truly going to be unbelievable to see these in action, and I'm sure if we could witness a huge fight, you bet your bottom dollar we're going to have one. Phelim Kavanagh, of course, a former motorcyclist on both road and on dirt as well, representing Virat Kohli's Team Blue Rising outfit. Someone who has finished at the head of the fields on 2 wheels and now coming across in Racebirds, here to do battle in the E1 Series Championship. Born in the UK, he moved to the USA. Next up, Team Miami.
Team Miami, we have got Eric Stark. He has made a mark for himself out on this race course. The team owned by Mark Anthony. What can the most successful Swedish racing driver on powerboats do in this, the 2nd super final? He was awarded the Swedish King's Jubilee Medal in 2015, and he is a force to be reckoned with. Now the team that everyone are talking about, Team Rafa.
Team Rafa in the form of their life, and in the colours of Team boss Rafael Nadal, who has been a sensation in the world of tennis. Chris Lazaraga, a sensation in her own right in the world of jet skis, a European champion in 2019, a vice world champion in 2021, and has done so many brilliant things on water. She'll be looking to add the E1 Series to it as well.
And finally, Team Brady. This man needs no introduction. owned by Tom Brady, one of the most successful, well, the most successful quarterback of all time. Raced by Sam Coleman, powerboat racer, world champion in 2017, US champion in 2019, and 2 times UK champion in P1 powerboat. Sam has been instrumental in getting this circuit off the ground and certainly knows these boats as well as anybody. But can he translate that out on the water into the super final? Can he turn Emma Kymäläinen's disappointing 3rd place into some really meaningful points in this, the inaugural event of the E1 series?
Well, we're now only moments away, folks at home. We're now getting set to go racing here at Jeddah in Super Final 2. 10 seconds now as they make their way down through towards the line. 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's foils to the water. We go racing once again here at Jeddah, this time in Super Final 2, and it's a great start for Team Blue Rising, but Chris Lazaraga, despite not getting the best of jumps, she now springs back into action and takes the lead of the race so far. Team Blue Rising still fighting back, but Team Miami down in 3rd. Team Brady not getting the best of starts, and Sam Coleman's got to try and do his best to try and muster it back. And look at this, cutting to the inside. In comes Team Blue Rising. They're now in front, but Coleman has got the inside, and he's looking to fight back against Lazaraga, who shuts the door.
Absolutely. This is exactly what Phelim Kavanagh did on Team Blue Rising in the semi-final race. He took the outside, he got a cracking start, he didn't think about anyone else, and he was off like a rocket, pressing his boost button at all time. He is in the top spot, Team Rafa in 2nd place, and Sam Coleman on Team Brady just not able to get on the inside of Chris Lazaraga on Team Rafa. What an extraordinary first lap this has proved to be. Look at the chop that's coming off the back of Team Blue Rising, and that has really affected Team Rafa. They've gone off. What? Did they miss a buoy? We need to check back on that and see what happened. Chris Lazaraga seemed to be thrown off the course there.
Yeah, not quite sure what happened. She's managed to recover it. It looked like she got pushed away, and you can just see, yes, she's cut it. She's unfortunately cut the course. You can just see the trail of water heading off towards the start-finish line, so she might yet get penalised for that. So we'll keep you posted, folks at home. Team Blue Rising there in 2nd, Team Brady in 3rd place. But what has that done to this race here, Hannah?
Well, exactly what seemed to happen. I think we'll try and get a replay of that. But what happened was Chris Lazaraga was so close behind that the spray from the back of the boat and the turbulence actually threw her off course, and she ended up having to dive on the inside of one of the marker buoys on the course, so hasn't completed the course. Let's have a look at the replay and see exactly what happened. Here we go. Chris Lazaraga in Phelim Kavanagh's wake didn't manage to keep on track, ended up cutting in, and look, she's completely missed that marker buoy and cut on the inside. Goodness me. Is not okay, so she will get a penalty for that, and we'll see what's happened. Currently, she is on the long lap. She's just taken the long lap along with Phelim Kavanagh and Team Blue Rising. But I don't even know if she knows what has happened. Surely her team are communicating this, George.
They must know something. I mean, obviously, it's pretty cut and shut here at this point. Unfortunately for Chris Lazaraga, after the brilliant day Team Rafa have had, they're now currently within the grounds of potentially leading to a penalty here, and obviously here now at this point Team Brady leading the way in terms of the long laps. 2 have been taken. Team Blue Rising and Team Rafa have taken theirs, as we're now riding on board here with Team Brady, and we're taking a rear view with Team Miami now trying to hunt them down, but the gap's fairly minimal between the top 2 as things stand. Though, well, as they say that, there is actually 10 seconds between them as they look to build up. Brady not opting yet to take the long lap, but it looks like Eric Stark is considering it himself. It looks like he's in the lane. Miami, by the looks of it, taking that long lap.
Absolutely. We've talked about Sam Coleman not being quick out of the blocks. He is in the front at the moment, but remember, he still has a long lap remaining. Eric Stark has taken his long lap, and he is going for it. It looks like Chris Lazaraga has decided to take another long lap to forgo her penalty of going inside of the marker, but we will get confirmation on that shortly.
Yeah.
Here is Team Miami coming down the back straight. Where are they going to rejoin the pack? Currently, they are out in front, although Brady and Sam Coleman still coming up as in front on our results, but only because he hasn't taken the long lap.
Yeah, they've had to take an additional long lap. That is why Rafa took it again. That is their punishment for cutting the course. They've been instructed to take an additional long lap. So therefore, have lost even more time here at this point. Sam Coleman still out in front. He's still yet to take his as they now work their way down through towards the next segment of corners. Miami now down in second, and the gap between them and Brady is currently quite long. But remember, Miami have taken that long lap. It's now all down to Sam Coleman as they now head out. And he's decided he's not taking it this time, so that leaves it all down on the final lap.
So interestingly, Team Rafa decided to take the long lap rather than take the 30-second penalty. That means they must feel the long lap is less than 30 seconds of additional travel time on the course. So that means Sam Coleman has to build up a 30-second-ish buffer in front of the boat behind him in order to get through that long lap and maintain that first spot. Currently, that delta is 30.53. Will it be enough when he goes, though? That is the big question. Phelim Kavanagh, he was doing so well to start with. What has happened? He is right out the back there.
Team Miami, they're taking a very wide line. I think whether that is to avoid the wash, I'm not quite sure, but Team Rafa now taking that long lap again. Team Brady now about to begin the final lap of the race, and now making their way down the straight. Miami now with quite some gap to find, but still, remember, Brady have to take their long lap, so it's now or never for Sam Coleman here, Hannah.
Yeah, he's done a good job of building up that lead a little bit, up to 40 seconds. He should, in theory, have enough, if he makes a good job of this long lap, to come out in front of Team Miami, Team Blue Rising, and Team Rafa. This is the last lap. This is all to play for. This is the second super final. Team Brady out in front. Can Sam Coleman claw back the third place that Emma Kymäläinen got in the first super final? Is it going to be enough to get them the top spot on the podium? We shall see. It will certainly get them on the podium, that is for sure. Here we go. Can he hold on to that as he comes out of the long lap and rejoins the course? He is home and dry, ahead of Team Miami by still quite some margin, George.
Yeah, coming out to the long lap now. He's only got one more half of the circuit to take here, and on lap 5 of 5, it has been absolutely magnificent for Team Brady. Emma Kymäläinen, who came out earlier on, managing to pull off a decent result to at least put them on the precipice of perhaps achieving something great in the opening round of the E1 World Championship. But as they now exit the final corner, Sam Coleman, with all his experience, he grew up on the south coast of Wales. It's golden for Sam Coleman. It's going to be Team Brady who take victory here in the E1 Series in Race 2, Super Final 2. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's enough to take the GP. Team Miami coming across the line, finishing second place with Eric Stark and second overall in terms of the overall results. And Anna Glennon obviously delighted with that. How fitting it is indeed. Brady versus Miami here at this point. Very United States centric here towards the very end of the series, but at the end of this particular race here in Jeddah, we will get confirmation as to the final results. Team Blue Rising coming across in third, and Team Rafa will come across the line and take fourth place here after a very tricky race. Chris Lazaraga really struggling here at this point off the back of cutting across that circuit and having to take that additional long lap. But absolutely tremendous efforts from Sam Coleman and Team Brady. Team Brady, what a splendid performance. You must be absolutely thrilled, Sam. Sam Coleman, after a terrific race win, it looks like it's going to be top spoils for Team Brady. You must be thrilled.
What are we doing? Straight to the dock? Straight to the dock.
Sam Coleman not able to hear us there. We'll try and get some reaction from him when he gets back into the dock. You don't want to ding the boat as you're going back into the dock. He doesn't want you talking to him while he's trying to concentrate on parking. What a spectacular race that was. Emma Kemilainen came in on the dock. She was deflated, she was upset, and she said, let's see what Sam Coleman can do to claw that back, and he did just that. Again, not a spectacular start, but he had clear water, he had his line right, and he just raced his own race, and he came out on the top spot. And we're just going to wait for official confirmation, but I think that puts them at the top of the podium for the first ever podium in the E1 Jeddah GP. Absolutely awesome. Team Miami also, what a tremendous race they had, George.
Yeah, they were absolutely brilliant, and obviously Eric Stark, I think, will be absolutely thrilled, and about to hop out of the cockpit too. The lid is lifted, and he'll celebrate with Anna Glennon, because they had their struggles as well through the course of it. Anna Glennon with her best performance, without any shadow of a doubt, in her semi-final or her super final, and now Eric Stark brings it home in second place. Fourth place, though, as we look at the results from round one with the combined results, Team Blue Rising finishing in fourth, Team Rafa in third after the difficulties for Chris Lazaraga, and then second place for Team Miami. But it is Team Brady who take the spoils here at Jeddah. Absolutely phenomenal effort. They have won the Jeddah GP.
Sam Coleman there, really leaving his best result till the very last minute. We haven't seen the Sam Coleman magic that we were expecting to see right until this very last race. And look at him, he's right on the inside. We don't see a spectacular start from him. In fact, he is the slowest off the line, and it's Phelan Kavanagh right on the outside. Sorry, Lisa Kozan-Battaglia on the outside for Team Blue Rising, who gets the best start. Sam Coleman, slow, if anything. He's waiting. He's holding his boost until the others have got to this top mark, and then he goes for it. He presses the boost button, takes him round that red mark, and manages to get the inside lane. So what he's doing, because you've got that 40-second boost that you've got to wait, and after you've pressed your boost button, he is waiting, biding his time until he pressed boost to get him on the inside of that mark. It didn't work first time round, but he's using the turn to recharge his boost so that it is ready to go as soon as he hits the straight. Very smart move from him.
It was. He timed it more so, but this is the moment that Chris Lazaraga is going to want to forget. An incredible moment where she cuts across the bottom end of the actual track layout, and Tom Schiap really was not impressed with that, especially after the day they've had. They've been so brilliant, but Team Brady successful. They're winners, and doing it in great style as well. Emma Kemilainen achieving enough, and then Sam Coleman brought it home. It really was golden for Coleman.
The puns keep on coming, George. I love it. Yeah, terrific result from him, and absolutely awesome. You can see the elation on their face, but it'll be really interesting to get some reaction from them. Now he's out of the boat. He's down on the launch dome.
Sam Coleman, Team Brady takes the first ever E1 Grand Prix. We knew what you were capable of. Give us your emotions at this win.
That was carnage. It was amazing. Emma did a great job in the previous heat, put us in the hunt, and then got cut up in some corners. It was cool racing. I was excited at the time, but I was just like, man, we just need to manage this and try and find some clear water. But it was awesome.
Did you know that Team Rafa had gone wrong on the course? Were you aware of what was going on, that they had to take an extra long lap?
Yeah, I saw it, but at the time you're still worried, you know. I mean, were they pushed inside? Is anything going to happen? Everybody was racing really tight. It was just amazing. It was so cool.
Emma, what was going through your mind watching Sam? We know you came third in your race. He had some catching up to do. How are you feeling from the waterside?
No, I just tried to do all my best with the spotting, telling him to calm down, and, now it's our time to take it. Yeah, we definitely knew that our strategy with the team was awesome. It paid off, so it was a team effort this time as well. So it's we are really, really proud to take the first ever win for Team Brady. Yeah, this is the way to go.
And of course, you'll get to tell Tom Brady the wonderful news. He has another championship, another Grand Prix to add to his 7 Super Bowl trophies.
Yeah, I'm hoping this one means a lot more to him than those 7 Super Bowls, huh?
Will you get a chance to talk to him later and tell him the great news?
Yes, definitely we will. Yeah. So, ciao, Tom. We won.
Congratulations, both of you. We'll see you on the podium.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Touchdown.
Well, truly brilliant indeed, and well-deserved as well, I think, off the back of that last race. And we'll take a look at some brilliant slow-mo shots there of the Team Brady Racebird. Really did bring their best and save it to last as well. It's been a challenge. Of course, Emma Kimmelainen getting used to the Racebird off the back of a single-seater racing career, and now jumping into the Racebird and trying to find her feet, but has done so brilliantly. Team Brady has done brilliantly. Now this is the race to Hong Kong. Team Brady on top of the race right now with 20 points going their way in the championship. Team Miami in second on 17 points with 14 points going to Team Rafa in third. Further down then in fourth place we have Team Blue Rising with 10 points. Sergio Perez, after taking their place race victory, Danny Close and Vicky Piria with 8 points, 5 points to Team Drogba, with Aoki Racing Team in 7th place with 3 points, Team Brazil 8th place with 1 point. But a brilliant championship ahead as we take the race to Hong Kong. Just the start that Team Brady would have wanted here, Hannah.
Absolutely, it couldn't have gone better for them. A terrific race. It's so great to see these race birds finally up on the foils and racing.
Team Miami, congratulations on your second place here at the E1 Jeddah Grand Prix. Both of you got second in your races. Eric Stark, tell me how you were feeling out there.
Yeah, I had a little bit troubles in the start. That was difficult for me to get the boat flying. But in the end, it sorted out in somehow. This is racing, and Anna was amazing. And I think overall this weekend, we did such a good job. Second on the first race with coming into the race knowing nothing. I'm very happy, and everyone is here. The team, Mark and everyone. I'm sure everyone is so happy.
We've seen what both of you can do from your water sports backgrounds. Anna, it was a slightly up and down day for you, but you came out, you get second place. Give us your thoughts and feelings on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the coolest things about E1 is working with a team. If I have a rough moment, Eric can pick up the slack and vice versa. So it's really nice having a team to back us up. I did have a little bit of a rough moment starting off the day. Wasn't really too excited about it, but the team rallied. Eric came out and absolutely crushed that, and we just carried it from there. So I think we have some of the best foundation out of all the teams just with our water sports background and just the good energy that we carry. So this is going to be a really long game, and I think we're in it.
Well, I expect we're going to see a lot more of you on these podiums. Congratulations, second place.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, very candid chat there from, of course, Anna Glennon and Eric Stark. Despite obviously not managing to successfully succeed this time around, Hannah, they'll be back again.
Absolutely, and they were up in amongst it, and they haven't had the smoothest of journey through. They've had a time penalty, they've had this, they've had that, but it is a learning curve, and I think these guys have learned so much, and I expect to see some real magic for them in the coming events.
Yeah, we've witnessed certainly something special here, making history for the first time in the E1 series here at Jeddah. The race to Hong Kong is truly on. We'll see you next time when we head to Venice.